Thank you for joining me today. So how are things going for your airport in terms of during the pandemic? Let's talk about that post-pandemic, and in terms of passenger numbers, where are you at on that?
So, we opened the new airport in Berlin, BER, in the middle of the pandemic. So, in the end, well, we had a fairly smooth start, also because we had very low passenger numbers. So processes, we had time to get into the process as well, and we had a bit of a bumpy ride last autumn, where passenger numbers then raised above levels which we didn't have before at BR. Now this Easter was pretty good, so we had really smooth operations, and we're getting into the mode and optimizing processes, optimizing the facilities, and at the moment we're getting around 60% level of the passengers. We're looking towards maybe around 70% during the summer. So summer is looking pretty good, even though I think in the European comparison maybe we're lacking a bit behind, but well, I mean, we're looking towards a fairly good summer.
It's good to hear there's a lot of growth going on, which is the best positive. So
yes, people have a hunger for travel. They want to go back. And
absolutely.
And what we see a lot of outgoing traffic. So people, Germans want to have their summer holiday, and they will go. But what we're lacking a bit in Berlin, and I think this is maybe a bit the difference to other German airports at least, is that we are mainly an incoming destination. So it's all about the destination, and we have a lot of city breaks, and we have a lot of traffic in terms of business traffic for events, conferences, trade fairs, and that. So this has not come back yet. So big trade fairs have been deferred, and that actually has had the effect that we are a bit behind, say, in the overall recovery.
It's good to hear. So. You spoke a bit about your passenger demographics. So
yes.
With them in mind, let's talk a bit about how the passenger experience is geared towards this.
Okay, so in terms of demographics, just maybe a few numbers. So before the pandemic, we were, let's say, around a 60-40 division of 60% leisure traffic, 40% business traffic. That obviously business traffic has gone down. So currently we're around 25% business traffic and 75% leisure traffic. And this leisure traffic is mainly, let's say, people going on holidays, and VFR traffic, so visiting friends and families. We have large ethnic groups, international ethnic groups in Berlin, like Turkish, Arabic community. So those people, they obviously still do their travel and visit their families. In terms of how is the passenger experience geared, I think I have to say we had before opening the BER airport, we had a number of years with a design freeze. So we were all focused on getting this airport online. It took quite a while, but then there was a design freeze. Nothing changed actually. So in fact, when we opened an airport, we had an airport which you would probably we would have changed quite a bit in the meantime, which we didn't do. So at the moment, what we're doing is now it's open. Has been running for 1.5 years. We opened in October 2020, and so what we're doing is we're trying to optimize facilities and optimize processes to have a better throughput through the airport. I think it is compared to the old airports, Tegel and Schönefeld. We have a nice architecture. We have a nice airport, so to say. People like it, I think, just from the facilities, from the look and feel. We have a central marketplace which we didn't have before. So, all state-of-the-art airport-like facilities. And now I think our main topic is to automate, to digitalize, to get the processes optimized so that we can have a better throughput. And I think this will have a major effect on the passenger experience, I guess, so that you reduce waiting times and improve just the efficiency of the processes.
Absolutely. I think post-pandemic, passengers are looking for that frictionless,
Yes.
seamless experience.
Yes.
We are very impatient as a
That's right.
as humans. So let's talk a bit about route development strategy. So what is this for the coming years? Are you looking to expand into other markets at
Yes.
all?
Well, certainly we are. I mean, first of all, is of course we want to have the recovery of what we had before. I think Berlin was always known for a fairly broad or a wide network, and most of that network actually has come back. So many of the routes are served again, but we are lacking a bit in the frequencies and the capacities on those routes. So of course that is also an aim to get that back. We have lost. In the middle of the pandemic, we had lost almost all of our long-haul flights or long-haul destinations. The only one flying throughout the whole pandemic was Qatar to Doha. Now we have Scoot back to Singapore. We have United Airlines back to New York, which is a good sign. And we are gearing towards or looking towards getting more long haul also to Berlin. There's, I think, the flights go quite well, so long distance flights are fairly full, and I think people want to go direct from Berlin. They don't want to, whenever there's a possibility that they have a direct flight, they will go for the direct flight. So we are here on routes. We are not only talking to the existing customers with the European network or the short or middle distance network, which is important as well, of course. But of course, we are looking to get more long haul back. We used to have a number of destinations in North America and Asia, and Asia is a bit difficult still. North America is coming back, and we are looking forward to getting more long haul destinations online.
Excellent. And can you give me a 30-second pitch on why an airline should choose your airport rather than your competitors?
Yeah. So I would say BER is the airport of the capital region of Germany, and Berlin is the place to be. It's the center of politics, center of culture, center of startups and new business coming to Berlin. So within Germany, we used to, before the pandemic, we used to be the most visited city in Germany, and we were among the top 3 in Europe to be, after London and Paris. Berlin ranked number 3 in terms of visited cities. So there's a lot to see and a lot to do in Berlin. This city that never sleeps, maybe not, but it comes fairly close. You can be whatever you want and you can do whatever you want in Berlin, and I think that is for, at least for airlines or passengers coming in, that is the main reason to visit Berlin. We have had a lot of development also during the pandemic. So I think most prominent one probably is the Gigafactory of Tesla being opened, and that is 20 minutes from the airport. That will drag a lot of additional investment as well. So business traffic, we're expecting business traffic. We have companies like Tesla, Amazon, Netflix that are investing in Berlin, where we have Intel to invest near to Berlin. So there's a lot of high-tech investment going on, and I think the new airport, it stands for just state-of-the-art facilities for airlines and passengers alike. So we have quite a flexible infrastructure. We have facilities for transfer. We have facilities which are more efficiency-oriented, fast processes, fast turnaround. So we are flexible for all type of airlines. And one feature probably which I would like to point out is we are the only airport in Germany that has a train station right underneath the airport. So you enter from the train tracks, you enter an elevator, and you are right up in the check-in area. That is also something that we would like to further evolve, so that we can have a better accessibility from our catchment area, which is the northeast of Germany and western Poland, actually. So this is something that we're really working on to get this to be like an intermodal hub. We don't have a real home hub carrier as a home carrier as other airports, but I think we have an interesting catchment area. We're trying to get those people there, and we are trying to make this self-transfer, be it from land to air or air to air. We would like to facilitate that and be that type of hub, which I think is very much future-oriented.
Absolutely. And
was that 30 seconds? I think it was more.
I'll let you off. So, speaking about distinguishing features of the airport,
yes.
What would you say is the most distinguishing feature that gives passengers that sense of place?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it is quite a unique architecture that we have in the airport. It's as I said, it has a nice look and feel in the main building. I also think that we have a. Can I say more than one feature?
Absolutely.
So we have then a more, let's say, low-cost oriented terminal, which is I think, attractive for low-cost airlines because they can have fast processes. We have the most modern security lanes in there, which facilitate those fast processes. And again, I think this the topic about having this train station right underneath the airport, that is unique, and it provides a very good accessibility to and from the city, of course, so it takes around 20 to 25 minutes inside the city, but we also have regional trains in there, and we also have long distance trains, and we're trying to expand that so that would be like a very unique feature, I would say.
Amazing. How are you working with governments and tourism offices to promote your destination to travellers?
We are working very closely with tourism boards, for example, so Berlin and Brandenburg, not to forget the capital region, Brandenburg. So we're working with those tourist offices. Normally we would attend routes with one of those to give the sense of the destination as well, and that is always very well received from the airlines also to get this type of information that you need. We're also working with, let's say, the business agencies from the region. For example, Berlin Partner is one of those. So they bring in this business sense or the data of the business development in the region, and they have the direct connections to the businesses. So in that sense, we are working very closely, attend routes, attend trade fairs like ITB. So we do these things together, and sometimes we even do headquarter visits together with either tourism, someone from the tourism board, or someone from the business agencies.
Great, and let's talk a bit about cargo and cargo development.
Yes.
So, what has the story been with your cargo development? What does the future look like?
I would divide cargo into three categories. So one is the belly cargo that comes mostly with long distance or long haul flights. Of course, that has suffered during the pandemic because we didn't have the long haul flights. Then we have there was a number of cargo charters, especially during the pandemic, with medical equipment mainly. So we had medical equipment coming in from Asia. So there was quite a number of cargo charters. Then the third category is the express freight. So we have companies like FedEx and UPS flying to Berlin. And with the whole development of, especially of e-commerce, this has been our growing segment. In fact, it's not a huge segment, but we have a good number of flights a day, and we are just about to start building a new express cargo facility to have more express cargo in there, and also to be more accessible also for other companies, especially in the e-commerce area.
Amazing. And sustainability is such a buzz in aviation.
Yes.
In an interview earlier, someone said that aviation has been demonised because of sustainability.
Yes.
So what are the sustainability initiatives at the airport at the moment, and also what does the future look like sustainability-wise for Berlin Airport?
Yeah. Well, I think I wouldn't talk about demonized, but I think it is the biggest challenge that we have in the industry. I think it is the biggest reason not to fly after the pandemic and after recession that we're facing, and those things hopefully go away. But I think the sustainability issues, that people will not fly because of the CO2 footprint. So there's a big task for the whole industry, and I mean the airport has to play its part. The airlines have to play their part, and the whole tourism industry has to play their part. So I think it is a huge challenge for all of us. And so what does the airport do? I mean, we have our roadmap towards net zero CO2, and several initiatives at the airport in terms of our own energy efficiency. We are looking at installation of solar panels, looking for certified CO2 compensation program. We are partnering with development companies for SAF and hydrogen production. We would like to replace most of our energy still comes from natural gas, because we have our own power plant, and that is fired by natural gas. So we are working towards replacing natural gas at those premises, and we're looking at all the additional energy that we buy is based on natural resources. So we're trying, the energy airport consumes a whole lot of energy, so we're trying to replace that. And in terms of working together with the airlines, I think there's also still a lot of work to be done, and the airport can play a role with, let's say, as a first step, making compensation accessible for all passengers. So, for example, if you buy your things in the duty-free shop, maybe you could compensate the flight in that same moment. Things like that. I think we are working on those to see how we can actually integrate airports, airlines, and all partners on that side to gear towards a sustainable and to lower the CO2 footprint.
Absolutely, some really exciting stuff there, which is great to hear. Actually.
Yes. I mean, also when we talk about sustainability, also one topic that we are facing is the noise issue. So it's not, of course, or sustainability is not only CO2. It's also, let's say, the social aspect, economic aspect. So economic growth this is something that we are working on. Is we want to develop landside or thinking about new ways how to develop the premises in front of the airport in order to have that economic impact also for the whole region. In terms of social impact, let's say probably noise is the most discussed issue. So we have a huge there was a huge investment into reducing the impact of noise in the housing around the airport. That is something that has been going on for quite a while. There was a large budget went into just reducing the noise impact for the people around, and we're constantly also working on reducing noise for the people who live in the area of the airport.
Absolutely, community or surrounding communities are definitely playing huge parts in airports. So what are your three most exciting developments happening at the airport, personally, from your point of view?
Yes. So three most exciting developments. Number one, I would say it is to deal with the backlog that we have in terms of automation, digitalization, self-service equipment, self-service facilities, so that we are, first of all, get up to speed, and then to exceed the expectations also from the customers. I think we want to improve the customer experience in that way. We want to improve efficiency of the processes. So that is for me, let's say, technically the most exciting, because there's a lot to be done, and we have quite a number of initiatives already running, and also a roadmap for more. Then point number two is the thing that I mentioned with the intermodal self-transfer possibilities. So one thing is we are working on a product where you have air-to-air transfer. We're already working with an online travel agency where we have a partnership already in place, so that people can actually self-transfer, and we have some passenger passenger assist on at the airport. So our partner is Kiwi.com. So if you book with Kiwi.com, you can get assistance at the airport, and we see quite good numbers of self-transfer out of that already. But also, to transfer that into a, say, intermodal hub, where you can use all types of traffic, land traffic, be it on rail, be it on long distance bus, for example. Western Poland is a big market for long distance buses for us, so that we can ease this process of getting a secure connection between, let's say, a train and a flight. Just as if you would transfer from one flight to the other. I think that is the vision, to have that same experience coming from a train to a plane. And longer term, what I think is a very exciting development is what we are planning to do landside. So there's the premises directly in front of the airport. We are trying to go new ways, not just to build another, let's say, business office area in front of an airport. That is probably what is being done most of the times. But we've just started a process to get more creativity in and be a bit more Berlin-like. Integrate also Berlin and Brandenburg into this space, and we're trying to find ways to be creative to really get a development there, which is unique, which is appealing. Well, first of all, for the airlines that fly there, for their passengers, but also for the surroundings and the people living in the area, the business that are in the area, so that we can have a development which is a bit different. And we're in the process of defining that, and that is very exciting. So we're getting in a lot of people also from outside the industry to say, okay, what can we actually do that so that we can have a kind of a distinct development there.
That's really exciting to hear. I've been to Berlin once when I was a little bit younger, and I think the word for Berlin is unique. There is
the variety of everything.
So much.
Yes.
There is so much going on, but it's fabulous. And my last question is, what is your business outlook for the future?
So I think the challenges that we are currently facing is that traveling needs to become popular again. Traveling needs to become cooler again. Traveling used to be very cool. I still think it's very cool, but not everybody thinks the same. So I think this is in terms of being a destination that people want to come to. I think that is our big asset, and this is our business outlook, that we are keep in mind that we have a strong destination in the back, and it's a place where people want to travel to. It's a place where families come together, where businesses come together, where you can visit, you can have nice experiences. As you said, people like that city. People like to come to that city, experience that city. Also, the surroundings are, from my point of view, fairly unique. In Germany, you have. They also call it the land of the 1,000 lakes. Is probably somewhere else, but we will probably have maybe hundreds of lakes in the area. So there's a lot of nature for recreation. Nice to travel. So I think this is in terms of translated into a business outlook is like bringing that back as a first step, and then to see how can we make traveling more sustainable, so that you have a good feeling again when you travel, and to make it cool again. That would be nice.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much.